Today on New Craft Workshop, we're taking an old pallet and making this beautiful American flag. Let's get going. So today I'm heading to a website called omnicalculator.com. They have a flag calculator that allows you to type in the known dimensions of one of your items on your flag, and it will give you all of the corresponding dimensions to make your flag proportionate. I know my diameter of my stars, so I'm going to enter 1.1 inches, and as you can see, it gives me the length and width of every other aspect of the American flag. Great website if you plan on building an American flag. First thing we need to do is break down this pallet. I am using my circular saw to cut the edges off. Those edge pieces have extra nails in them that I don't want to take the time to remove, and I do not need the entire length of each one of these boards from this pallet. Now, once you get all of this wood removed from the pallet, one of the most important things you can do is to get all of the nails out of each one of these boards, especially if you're going to run this through the planer, which I am going to do shortly.
Okay, so I don't own a CNC, and I'm not going to sit there with a Dremel and grind out every single one of these 50 stars. So I bought these pre-cut out stars on Amazon. They are 1 inch tall. They have a diameter of 1.1 inches. So we plug 1.1 inches into the Omni flag calculator that I showed you guys at the beginning, and it gives us our dimensions and what we need to cut for our flag. We are going to make ours 34 inches wide, 18 inches tall. Again, strictly based on the size of our stars. All right, so we're trying to get as close to proportional as we can for this flag. I'm going to rip each one of these down to 1 3/8 of an inch. I want each of my slats to be able to be stained as an individual stripe. That's going to give us a total flag dimensions of approximately 18 by 34. It's going to fit perfect with the stars we bought. So next step, we're going to head over to the table saw, rip these down to 1 3/8 inch each. All right, here's my 13, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stripes for Old Glory. Measures right at 18 inches wide, which is exactly what we want. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over because I want to glue and brad these pieces that are going to hold this together on the back. And then I'll take everything over to my table saw and use my panel cutter to cut these two ends down to size. So first thing we're going to do is just kind of center all of these boards. I'm not even going to worry too much about how tight these are, but I am going to clamp them just to hold them in place. I'm not going to glue each of these together. We do want this a little rustic, spaced apart, and then we're simply going to attach these on the back. I am real quick going to head over to the miter saw, cut myself 3 pieces at 18 inches out of these boards, and these will become the 3 pieces on the back that hold this flag together. So I'm going to head over, cut myself 3 pieces of these, grab some clamps, and then we'll get this assembly going. All right, let me grab a couple clamps and we'll get this going. All right, time to glue and brad. We're going to use Titebond 3. This is going to stay out in my shop. I am in Houston. It's very humid where I'm at. I'm 25 miles from the coast as the crow flies, and that just sucked. So I'm just going to spread this around a little bit. I did go pretty heavy on the glue. I want to make sure this thing stays. Matter of fact, damn, I went real heavy on the glue. Sorry about that. So after that little happy accident we just had, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over, tack it in place at the top, then I'll clamp it. Hopefully that'll hold this thing in place. And let's make sure we're not using the wrong length of nails so we have anything coming through the front. I'm going to be using some 1-inch brads. That will be more than adequate to hold this thing in place. So I am going to tack a couple, and we'll try this again with the clamp. All right, we're going to head over to the table saw now. We're going to rip down each of these 2 edges, square them off, get this thing cut down to width. So let's get after that. This is my homemade panel cutter based off Norm Abrams of the New Yankee Workshop design from years and years ago. Tried and true, it works. If you haven't seen this build, head over to my channel, give that video a watch, make yourself one of these. This is invaluable in your shop. Length and width are cut, everything's tacked together. We need to mark out our union, the blue square where the white stars go. 13.5 by 9.5. I did not stain this prior to putting this together, so we are going to be using a ton of blue tape to mark this stuff off. I'm going to want this particular part of the square, the union, stained dark as well as every other stripe, and the other are going to stay the natural wood color. So all we need to do now, once I find a pin, is 13.5 by 9.5, which, since we are doing our stripes, we are going to go to the bottom. Our union should line up with the bottom stripe. I am at 9 5/8. My technical measurements according to Omni should be 9.5. We are going to fudge that 1/8 of an inch and go all the way down to this particular board right here. So all we're going to do now is tape this off. All right, so this is going to get stained dark. Every other stripe will also be stained dark. So we need to get this done first, remove our tape. Then we're going to tape off every other stripe and do the dark stain on every other stripe as well. So let's get after it. I'm using a dark walnut stain. It's honestly just 2-tone wood is all you're going for here. I did not have a particular palette in mind when I designed this. I just want dark and light. And as you can see, look, this pallet wood, this soaks up this stain extremely quick. So there's really no need to wipe off the excess, as all of your excess is going to get soaked into this pallet wood. And once we get this stained, you'll see the variances in the grain pattern in this pallet wood. It's actually going to make this thing look really nice when we're done. And just make sure you press down your edges of your tape really well when you are taping this off. You are possibly going to get a little bleed through underneath, but do your best to push it down as hard as possible. Get a nice tight seal. And that is it. We're going to go ahead and pull this tape now, and let's see how good we did. Yeah, I'll take that. And like I said, see, you do get a little bleed through. Luckily, some of these are going to get stained all the way across, and your bleed is not going to happen as much in between your stripes as it is going to this way with your board itself. Across it, we're going to have this stop in between where the boards are cut. That's going to help a lot. So now let's get these stripes. Just kind of using my fingernail to push that tape down in there. That'll help prevent some of that bleed into this second board as we're staining here. Okay, so based on my dimensions, I have marked out a little guide here. My spacing is here. From the tip of each star, there should be a 1-inch space. So from the tip here to the tip of this star is 1 inch. That's going to give us 5 rows of 6, 4 rows of 5. That's going to give us our 50 stars. I'm moving in 1 inch from the edge of our board, and my spacing here is equidistant to have 6 stars within my particular dimensions. Now, make sure you use the Omni calculator, because if your dimensions are not exactly what I have built today, these measurements are going to do you no good. So I'm going to clean that up with a little bit of sandpaper, and then we're going to take this thing outside and coat it with some clear.
That's it. We're going to drill and countersink for a couple screws, drive them through this flag into the stud on the back wall, and we are finished. Hey, I really appreciate your time again. As always, thanks for spending a little of your day with us here at New Craft Workshop, and we will catch you on YouTube.